Yes, students. Now we will discuss the September 2025 RTP, the indirect tax component, that is section B, goods and service tax. All questions should be answered on the basis of position of GST law as amended up to 28th February 2025. It is always like this. Whatever is applicable for your exams, whatever changes or amendments are made 6 months before your exams would be applicable. So for September exams, whatever changes, amendments or circulars are made notified on or before 28th February will be applicable. The GST rates for goods and services mentioned in the various questions are hypothetical and may not necessarily be actual rates leviable on those goods and services. That is, as per section 9, if assessee is under normal scheme, the rate of GST on goods or services will depend on the classification of goods or services. Sir, should we check the classification and all and see whether whatever rate given in the question is right or wrong? No. Don't test the question. Whatever rate they have given, please follow the same. In reality, it may not be the same. That is what they are trying to tell here. Further, GST compensation share says should be ignored in all the question wherever applicable. Okay, guys. First, we'll begin with MCQ. First question is like case scenario. We'll just go before we read the case. We'll just quickly read the requirements and count. What would be the aggregate turnover of RLPL for the quarter April June? That is April to June. April, May, June, guys. Guys, the question is on 2.6. Section 2, clause 6 defines what? Aggregate turnover. The question is on that. Okay, sir. Second one. Which of the following options is correct regarding the availability of ITC to RLPL in respect of GST paid on procurement of goods meant for the purpose of corporate social responsibility activity? Without even reading the case, I can tell no credit. Correct? Whatever inward supply is taken in order to provide CSR, credit is not available. Credit is not available. Sir, we have not yet read the case, but here itself we can answer. But don't answer. Wait to read the case, then only you come and answer. RLPL can claim ITC for invoice dated 20th March of previous financial year up to dash of the current financial year. Means they're asking you the deadline to claim the credit tax. Deadline to claim credit. So in that case, which section should you apply? Section 16.4. 4 is the subsection. Deadline. It talks about deadline. Deadline start with D. Subsection 4. Next. Subsidy received from environmental NGO is to be. Subsidy. Guys, should we add it to the value of supply or not? Is given in which section? 15.2 E. 15.2 E. So question is on that. Next, which of the following statement is true in relation to non-payment of consideration by the Bangalore unit to Pune office? Okay, non-payment of consideration it says. So that 180 days provision is there now under section 16.2. The question might be on that. So let us see. That's all. So 5 MCQs are there under one case. Yeah. Rapid Move Logistics Private Limited, herein after referred as RLPL, a registered company based in Pune, Maharashtra. Okay, they are registered guys. So they are registered in Maharashtra, is engaged in providing logistics and warehousing services, including transport of goods by road, cold storage, warehousing for perishables, and consultancy services. It also deals in activities like storage of agricultural produce. During the quarter April to June, that is April, May, June of the current year, the company undertook following transaction. Logistics services provided to Anuman Enterprises, registered in Amravati, Maharashtra, Indra, for 28 lakh, and Shiv Industry, registered in Gwalior, Madhya Pradesh, Inter, for 22 lakh. So both are outward suppliers. Both are outward. One is intra, one is inter. Services by way of warehousing of vegetables, exempt, provided to Safal Farms registered in Solapur, that is Maharashtra, intra but exempt. Fresh veggies registered in Vapi, Gujarat, for 8 lakh and 4 lakh. Guys, both are for warehousing of vegetables, which is exempt under agricultural activities. So both can I tell it as exempt supply? Yes, sir. Next. Sale of land to Mr. Amit in Pune for 1 crore 20 lakh, excluding stamp duty of 2 lakh 50,000. Stamp duty is charged at 2%. Guys, part of Schedule 3. Sale of land is not covered under GST. It is not liable for GST. Correct? It is a part of Schedule 3, negative list. Okay, sir. Next. It also received consultancy. It also received means what? Inward or outward supply? Outward supply. Guys, still now, Both of this, whatever we discussed, is outward supply. This is not at all a supply. Not at all a supply. Now coming to inward supply. Now coming to inward supply. Yes, sir. It also received consultancy services from Mr. Shreyas, an architect, in the month of March of the previous financial year. Okay. For 80,000, exclusive of GST. So 80,000 into 18% is the GST. But input tax credit was not availed until now. The related invoice was dated 20th March of previous financial year. Okay. Invoice date is 20th March, guys. Oh. Supplied goods to newly, again, supplied goods. It is an outward. It is an outward. Supplied goods to its newly opened warehouse in Bangalore unit, valued at 6 lakh, exclusive of GST at 18%. Guys, they are registered in Maharashtra. They are giving something to a unit in Bangalore. Is it a distinct person? Yes, obviously Bangalore unit should have been registered under Karnataka. Karnataka, guys. Okay. The company has paid the GST, but Bangalore unit did not make payment against this invoice within 180 days. One of the question was on this. Guys, there is a supply between distinct person without consideration. Is it a supply? Yes. As per para 2 of schedule 1, it is a supply. So should supplier pay GST? Yes. On what value? They only told value 6 lakh. On that they have to pay GST. Now the question is, they're telling the recipient has not paid the amount within 180 days. Sir, it is without consideration between distinct person. No, sir. What is the recipient liable to pay? Nothing. So in that case, is 180 days applicable? No. For schedule 1 cases, 180 days time limit is not applicable. So even in that case, if supplier himself has paid the tax, can recipient claim ITC? Yes, he can claim ITC. Is he eligible to claim ITC? Yes. So in simple, if I have to tell, 16.4 time limit is not applicable here. 16.4 time limit is not applicable, guys. Hope you got it. Yes. Next. In addition to opposite transaction, RLPL spent an amount of 5 lakh on procurement of certain goods which were distributed as part of corporate social responsibility expenditure required under the provisions of Companies Act. Guys, one more question on this. Sir, they have purchased for 5 lakh and they would have paid GST on it. Can they claim the credit of it? No, sir, because it is not a business expenditure. It is not a business expenditure. Okay. During the same quarter, it also received a subsidy of 40,000. One of the question is on subsidy. See, when you have read the requirement, don't read the option first. Just read the requirement, then come and read the story. So that when you're reading the story, you already know what you are supposed to calculate. One of the question is on subsidy, right? Now we are reading that. During the same quarter, it also received a subsidy of rupees 40,000 from an environmental NGO for adopting green refrigeration technology and using the electric vehicle for logistics. This subsidy was linked to the performance. Hello, this subsidy was linked to the performance, but not to the price. But not to the price. Performance metric, carbon reduction, not to the price of the services. So should we add it, guys? No. As per section 15.2, clause E, you should add the subsidy only if it is linked to the price, and that too not given by central government, state government. Sir, what if it is given by central government, state government? Don't add it. Even though it is linked to the price, don't add it. Hope you are getting it. Yes, sir. The company has been compliant in filing periodic return and statements on time during the year and has filed the annual return for preceding financial year on 15th October of current financial year. Sir, why did they give it? This is relevant as per section 16.4 to decide the deadline to avail the credit. Hope you got it. Yes, sir. One by one we will see now. What would be the aggregate turnover of RLPL for the quarter April to June? Guys, what is aggregate turnover is given in section 2 clause 6. What and all it includes? Taxable outward supply plus exempt supply plus export plus interstate supply under one PAN. All interstate supply under PAN. It should be calculated PAN India base. Okay, all registration put together. But it will not include inward supply on which RCM is applicable. Here anyway no RCM scenarios are given, but still it will not include the inward supply on which RCM is applicable. It is only outward supplies. Sir, will it include only taxable supply as one or even exempt supply? It will include both. So what should we do now? Sir, should we take this taxable supplies? Yes, 50 lakh plus this one. Got it? Yes, both are outward. Both are outward, but one is exempt, one is taxable. Sir, should we take exempt supply also? Yes, aggregate turnover includes exempt supply. Please be careful. Sir, should we take this land part? No, it is completely outside GST. That is schedule 3. Okay, schedule 3 item. Next. One more outward was there. Here, 6 lakh. Sir, should we take this also? Yes, interstate supply under one pan, even though it is between distinct person, we have to take. So 6 lakh here. So totally it comes to how much, guys? 28 plus 22 taxable outward supply, 8 plus 4 exempt supply. This is supply between distinct person under one pan. So totally 68 lakh. 68 lakh, guys. Next, which of the following options is correct regarding the availability of ITC to RLPL in respect of GST paid on procurement of goods meant for the purpose of corporate social responsibility activity? Guys, this is like, one second, I will just show you. Under 17.5, it is blocked. 17. Yeah, we are under 17. Just a minute, I will show you. 17.5. FA. You can see FA. Goods or services are both received by a taxable person which are used or intended to be used for activities relating to his obligations under CSR referred to in section 135 of the Companies Act 2013. Guys, simple logic. There is a connection to income tax also. Even in income tax, whatever money we are spending for CSR, we cannot claim it as an expenditure. As per section 37 explanation, they are telling it is not incurred for business expenditure. Hence, it is not allowed. Same way under GST, they are telling now to provide CSR activities, you have purchased something on which you have paid GST. Can you claim the credit of it? No, it is blocked. It is blocked. Yes, blocked. Where are we? Oh, what is it? The amount of ITC related to such procurement of goods is not available to RLPL. Looks like this is only correct, but let us read all the options. Okay, especially when the questions are like this, please don't conclude just by reading one option. Read all the things. The amount of ITC related to such procurement of goods is available? No. The amount of ITC only to the extent of 50% of the amount of such procurement of goods is available to RLPL? No. The amount of ITC shall be available to registered person to whom such goods are distributed under CSR activity? No. A is the answer. A is the answer. Next, RLPL can claim ITC for the invoice dated 20th March last year. What is the maximum time to claim credit of the previous financial year up to dash of the current financial year? Guys, the question is on 16.4. Let us quickly see that. 16.4. Deadline to claim credit. Yes, this one. This is 16.4, okay? What is it? Let me quickly read it. A registered person shall not be entitled to take input tax credit in respect of any invoice or debit note for the supply of goods or services both after 30th November of the following financial year, okay, or actual date of furnishing the relevant annual return, whichever is earlier. In our case, what is the actual date of filing the relevant annual return? They have given at the bottom, 15th October it says. So 30th November or 15th October, whichever is earlier, 15th October. What is the deadline to claim credit with respect to the credit which is relating to last financial year is 15th October of current. Hope you got it. Guys got it. Yes. 15th October. Yes. 15th October. Next, subsidy received from environmental NGO is to be. Guys, I have already explained this. Only if it is linked to the price given by others, other than central government, state government, we have to add it. Here it was not linked to the price, hence we will not add it. Treated as a part of consideration as it is received in connection with business? No. Excluded from transaction value as it is not directly linked to the price? Yes. Let me read the other option also. Included in the value as it is consideration flown from third party? No. Included only if received before completion of supply? No. So the answer is B. Answer is B. Next, fifth one. Which of the following statement is true in relation to non-payment of consideration by Bangalore unit to Pune office? Guys, for this also we have a provision. Under section 16 subsection 2, you can see this is section 16 subsection 2. Okay. Under that there is a provision. What is it, sir? This you can see. Payment has to be made by the recipient within 180 days from the date of invoice. If recipient has not made the payment within 180 days of date of invoice, then he has to reverse the credit along with interest at 18%. But this 180 days time limit is not applicable. You can see exceptions I have given here. 180 days time limit is not applicable. You can see where is it? Schedule 1 cases. Schedule 1 cases. Deemed supplies without consideration as per section 71C read with schedule 1. There are totally 3 cases are there, but one of the cases this one is. So should it be added here? Should it be considered? For example, sir, Bangalore unit, if they have already claimed credit, should they reverse it? Should they add it to their output tax liability? Guys, reversing the credit means what? You add it to your output tax and pay it. Should Bangalore unit do it? No. They need not make the payment of payment within 180 days because for them this provision is not applicable. Hope you got it. Yeah. Yes. So whatever is covered here is under para 2 of schedule 1. Hence for schedule 1 cases, 180 days time limit is not applicable. Sure. The Bangalore unit shall reverse the ITC availed on the goods received from Pune and also required to pay interest computed from the date of invoice till the date of reversal of ITC. No, this is not right. The Bangalore unit shall reverse the ITC availed on the goods received from Pune and no interest shall be applicable. No. Next, the restriction of 180 days of payment of consideration is not applicable. Yes, this is right. In the present case. Last one. The Pune Godown shall issue a credit note to Bangalore unit to reverse the supply. No. So the answer is C. Fine? Yes. So we're done with the multiple choice. Let us now get into descriptive. Sixth one. Mr. Sagar Chaturvedi, registered under GST, is engaged in supplying multiple services as discussed in the table below. In Mumbai, Maharashtra. Okay, he's registered in Mumbai, guys. All this you observe, okay, especially in GST registration and all matters for few cases. Whether supplier is registered, recipient is registered and all, please cross check. They would have given a hint in the question. He has furnished the following information with respect to the services supplied and received by him during the month of April. So whatever data is given is for April, guys. So let me just go and read the requirement once. Compute the GST payable in cash. That means through cash ledger by Sagar for the month of April. Okay, sir. GST liability calculation. Sanchit. GST liability calculation. And when the question is on this, guys, few of the supplies will be given inward, few of the supply will be given outward. Please take care of it. First, try to segregate how much is outward, how much is inward. Sometimes they will give separately also. Then it becomes easy for you. Outward supplies, they will give it in one table. Inward supply, they will give it in another table. That case, you already know what is inward, what is outward. Sometimes they will mix up both and give it together. You need to identify which is outward, which is inward. Because for on outward supply, what should you calculate? Output tax. On inward supply, what should you calculate? Input tax. Chalo, we'll start. Services of transportation of students provided to Sanskar College offering the degree courses recognized by law. Guys, they are providing degree courses. This college is providing degree courses. For the educational institution who is providing degree courses, if transportation of student service is provided, it is an inward supply to them. Okay, for college I am talking. For college, it is an inward supply. Is it exempt? No. If it is not exempt, then for the supplier, is it taxable? Yes. So in this case, for Sagar, it is an outward supply. Is it liable to tax for him? Yes. Let me just show it 1 second. Okay, it is a part of exemption chapter. See, I have made one table for education services. See, for education, both outward and inward is covered. We are talking about inward now because Sagar Chaturvedi is providing it to college. So for college, it is an inward supply. Guys, college providing degree is covered in the second category. Second category. Here, transportation of students is covered on? No. Only in first category it is covered. So for them, is it exempt? No. When inward supply is not exempt for college, obviously for the supplier, is it taxable? Yes, it is taxable. Hope you are getting it. Yes. Next, outward supply of services of milling of paddy into rice. Guys, see, milling of paddy into rice, first of all. Sir, is it an agricultural activity? No. So hence, it is taxed. Sir, if it was a part of agricultural activity, then it would have been exempt. Even if it was an intermediate process, it is exempt. But milling of paddy into rice is not an agricultural activity, guys. It becomes part of manufacturing. Hence, taxable. Next, received the services by way of transportation of goods by road from Sindhu Transporter, an unregistered goods transport agency of Nagpur, Maharashtra. Guys, this is with respect to you need to decide. It is an inward supply. Received, they have told. Inward supply. Okay. Now, supplier is unregistered. GTA is unregistered. Whereas recipient is who? Sagar Chaturvedi is registered. Is he covered in specified recipients? Yes. RCM is applicable? Yes. See, in case of GTA, both the options are there. Supplier can opt to pay tax under forward charge. But if he is not registered, will he opt to pay tax under forward charge? No. In that case, check whether the recipient is covered under the specified recipients. One of the specified recipients is the one who is registered under GS. Is RCM applicable? Yes. Correct, no people? 1 second. First item under RCM is this one. You can see GTA service. GTA service. And if recipient is registered, any person registered under GST, is he a specified recipient? Yes, RCM is applicable. Straight away. And there is no question of FCM here. Why? Supplier is not registered. Supplier is not registered. Okay, sir. RCM. This is taxable under RCM. Next. Organized a business exhibition in Gujarat for Ramesh Industries, registered in Delhi. Okay, recipient is registered in Delhi. It is a B2B supply. And is it taxable? Yes. If business exhibition is held outside India, exemption is available. But if it is held in India, is it taxable? Yes. Next. Provided training to employees of Ashiana Interiors, a partnership concern of Rajasthan, which was not registered under GST. B2C supply. B2C supply. First of all, it is taxable. But if it is B2C supply, sir, what is the place of supply? Where the service is provided. If recipient is registered, then Rajasthan would have been the place of supply. But sir, recipient is not registered. In that case, wherever supply is provided, that is the place of supply. Wherever service is rendered, and here it is training. Wherever training is provided, that would be the place of supply. Next, recovery agent services provided to car dealer. Car dealer. If it was for bank, financial institution, NBFC, RCM would have been applicable. RCM would have been applicable. Look here, guys. 1 second. Recovery services is there. You can see here. A recovery agent providing services to whom and all? Banking company, financial institution, NBFC, financial company is taxable under RCM. But in this case, it is provided to a car dealer. Is it covered under RCM? No. FCM. FCM. Okay, sir. Next. Legal services availed for official purpose from an individual advocate located in Gujarat. Legal services. And it is an inward supply. Availed is given. Outward or inward? Availed means we have taken. So it is an inward supply. Sir, is RCM applicable? Yes. In case of legal services, you can see anyway we are here only. Legal services. Second one. An individual advocate, including a senior advocate or firm of advocates, providing legal services to any business entity. Sir, business entity means what, sir? Yeah, I have given here itself. Anyone who is doing a business is a business entity. Need not be company. Body corporate means like company and all. Clear? They told business entity. Here, Sagar is doing business. Yes. Is he covered under RCM list? Yes. RCM is applicable. RCM is applicable. Please be careful. It is an inward supply for him where recipient is liable to pay tax. Who is the recipient? Our son, who is registered under GST and is doing some business. Hence, RCM is applicable. Okay, sir. Next. Sponsored is business in cricket match organized by Mumbai Cricket Association, Maharashtra, wherein he paid an amount of 1,50,000 to the association. Guys, there is an amendment in this for September. Sponsored is business in cricket match organized by Mumbai Cricket Association, Maharashtra, wherein he paid an amount of 1,50,000 to the association. Guys, association means which is that association? Mumbai Cricket Association is the supplier and Sagar is the recipient. Is RCM applicable? No. Sir, please pay attention. There is an amendment in this. I will just cover it up. See, for sponsorship services. Sir, when RCM is applicable, sir, When RCM is applicable, supplier is any person other than body corporate. Supplier is any person other than body corporate. Whereas recipient is whom? Any body corporate or partnership firm. Any body corporate or partnership firm. And here Sagar is an individual. Sagar is an individual. Is he a body corporate? No. Is he a partnership firm? No. Yes, RCM is not applicable. When RCM is not applicable and it is taxable, what is applicable, sir? FCM. FCM is applicable. Hope you understand. And what is body corporate, sir? Body corporate has the same meaning given to it in Companies Act 113. It is a company, including the company incorporated outside India. Got it? Yes, sir. So as the recipient is not covered here, sir, it is not, RCM is not applicable. RCM is not applicable. Okay, so FCM. It is taxable under FCM, guys. Okay, some more information. Note, rates of CGST, SGST and IGST are 9,918 respectively for both inward and outward supply of services, except the services of transportation of goods by GTA. Okay. On which the rates of CGST, SGST and IGST is 2.5, 2.5 and 5. Only for GTA, 2.5, 2.5. Whereas for all other, 9,9 guys. All inward and outward supplies are exclusive of taxes wherever applicable. And all the conditions necessary for availing the ITC have been fulfilled, it seems. So for inward supply, whenever credit is there, you can take. The turnover of Sagar was 1.8 crore in the previous financial year. Guys, why have they given this? Is last year his aggregate turnover has crossed the threshold limit applicable for registration. Because year and all RCM applicable, especially year, RCM is applicable. Only recipient turnover in the last year is more than the threshold limit applicable for registration. What is the threshold limit applicable for registration? 20 lakh or 40 lakh. If he is from some special states and all, 10 lakh. If not, 20 or 40. Exclusive supplier of goods means 40 lakh. I guess this guy is engaged in services. So 20 lakh is the limit applicable. Has he crossed it? Yes. Is RCM applicable or is it exempt? RCM. Sir, what in the last year? If his aggregate turnover was less than 20 lakh, then this year this would have been exempt. This would have been exempt. Hope you are getting it. This is legal services I am talking about. Yeah. All the above mentioned supplies are intrastate wherever the information for determining the place of supply is not provided. Compute the net GST payable in cash by Sagar for the month of April. Okay, sir. Let us look into the answer. Computation of GST payable. First, let us calculate the output tax. GST payable under forward charge. That is output tax. In simple, output tax. Services of transportation of students provided to Sanskar College. Guys, it is taxable. I already explained it. Why, sir? Because it falls in second category of educational institution where exemption is not available for transportation of students. So on 90,000, 9% each. It is an intrastate supply. Intrastate supplies. Oh, they have given the explanation. Let us read it. Services of transportation of students provided to an educational institution other than institution providing preschool education or education up to higher secondary school or equivalent are exempt. Sir, what if it is provided for them? It is exempt actually. But was it provided to first category of school? No, it was provided for second category where transportation of student is not exempt. Next, services of milling of paddy into rice, taxable. Intrastate supply, taxable. And wherever, sir, place of supply is not given or where is it supply is not given, they are told consider intrastate supply. Consider intrastate supply. Milling of paddy into rice cannot be considered as an intermediate production process in relation to cultivation of plants for food, fiber, or other similar products or agricultural produce. Thus, it is eligible for. Thus, it is not eligible for exemption. Next, business exhibition organized for Ramesh Industries. I guess it was in Delhi. Clear? Sir, is it taxable? Yes. And interstate supply. 18% IGST. Taxable since services by an organizer by any person in respect of business exhibition are exempt only when such exhibition is conducted outside India. But here it was conducted in India only. Further, it is an interstate supply since the place of supply of services by way of organization of cultural, artistic, sporting, scientific, education or entertainment event, including supply of services in relation to exhibition. In case of registered recipient is location of the recipient, which is Delhi. Place of supply is Delhi, hence interstate suppliers. Next, training of employees of Asiana Interiors. Guys, in this case, first we need to check, is it a B2B supply or B2C supply? It is a B2C supply. When it is a B2C supply, wherever training is provided, that is the place of supply. And assume the training is provided in the state in which the sagar is there. Which is that state? Maharashtra. So training is provided in Maharashtra. Yes, sir. Taxable. Further, the place of supply of services in relation to training and performance appraisal provided to an unregistered person, that is B2C supply, shall be the location where the services are actually performed. Thus, the place of supply is Mumbai, hence it is an intrastate supply. Oh. So CGST plus SGST would be leave it as. Next. Services provided as a recovery agent. Sir, is it taxable under RCM or FCM? FCM only, because it is provided to car dealer. So CGST plus SGST tax. Tax is payable under forward charge since recovery agents services are being provided to a person other than banking company, financial institution, non-banking financial company. So 9% each. CGST, SGST. Okay. So we got output tax. We call this as output tax. They have told GST payable under forward charge, which is nothing but output tax. Output tax. Now coming to input tax. Let us see where they have done the calculation. Yes, here. Input tax. Let us first calculate input tax. We are done with output tax. We will see that adjustment they have done something. We will see that later. First we'll finish this. Computation of total ITC available in simple input tax. Input tax. Services of transportation of goods received from unregistered GTA, RCM is applicable. So obviously it is an input tax for you. Yes. So 2.5, 2.5. They only told for GTA 5%. Correct? Accordingly take it. For all others 9.9. Whereas only for GTA 2.5, 2.5. Okay, sir. Next, ITC on sponsorship services. RCM is not applicable. But who should pay tax? On sponsorship services, RCM is not applicable, guys. Sagar is a recipient. Okay, now. And that association is a supplier. RCM is not applicable. Who is supposed to pay tax? Association. If they are supposed to pay tax, what should they do? They will collect it from the recipient. Correct? Yes. RCM case Allah, but taxable under FCM. Is it also an input tax? Yes. Because for a recipient, it is an input tax. Supplier would have collected and remitted to the government. ITC on sponsorship services. It is an intrastate supply since place of supply is in Mumbai, Maharashtra, being the location of recipient. ITC is available on services used in the course or furtherance of business. You can also tell RCM is not applicable in this case. Clear? Yes. Legal services availed from an advocate. ITC is available on services used in the course or furtherance of business. So it is an interstate supply. It is an interstate supply. Okay. So out of this, only two is RCM case. Only two is RCM case. Correct? We need to take it here. Sir, should we pay it through cash ledger? Yes. Hope you're getting it. So take total output tax, which we have to pay through cash ledger, plus input tax on which RCM is applicable. Should we pay it through cash ledger? Yes. Pay it through cash ledger as well as claim the credit. Both. So we are adding both of this. Only RCM case. Sir, you have not taken your sponsorship. Yes, it will not come. Only two cases, that is legal services and GTA, on which RCM is applicable. All three are inward, but only on two RCM is applicable. Only two we have to take. Okay, sir. So total GST payable under reverse charge duty. Okay, RCM. Guys, actually, no need to present here separately. They have done it. What I suggest is here only you can give a note. Okay, taxable under RCM. This is not taxable under RCM. This is taxable under RCM. And they have done a separate table for it. You can take it here. You can take it here. Okay. First, GST payable under forward charge, which is nothing but output tax. Output tax. Take it. Our first calculation. Then reduce total input tax. Total input tax. Where did you get it? Same here, including RCM. Including RCM. Now, this is what we are supposed to pay. This is what we are supposed to pay with respect to output tax. But whatever we are liable to pay under RCM, should we add that also? Yes, sir. What is it? It is nothing but the total of this. this plus this. Hope you are getting it. Yes, sir. Take it. Take it. Clear? They have shown it separately also here. You can see the calculation 558. That is the tax payable under RCM. They have done a separate calculation. Okay, but what I feel is here itself, when you have done the ITC calculation itself, you can just give a note there telling it is taxable under RCM. Okay, yes. Chalo. So whatever you are supposed to pay under RCM, please add it because you cannot use ITC balance for it. Input tax, which is taxable under RCM, has to be paid through cash ledger. So how much has to be paid through cash ledger is 20 to 500, 20 to 500 and 3,60,000. Hope you got it. Clear? Yes. Similar questions we have solved a number of times. See this part especially, they're asking it number of times. Every attempt, see how to calculate output tax, ITC and all will change. Whereas this is almost same. The pattern is same. Guys, like this. Follow this formula. First calculate output tax. From that reduce total ITC available. Total ITC available on inward supply. RCM or FCM, don't differentiate here. You will get output tax to be paid through cash ledger. For that you add input tax on which RCM is applicable. Clear? Now what do you get? Total GST payable through cash ledger. That is your answer. Clear? And for this, for output tax and ITC, obviously you have to do a calculation. They would have not given the figures everything directly. You need to do a calculation. Yes. Sure. We'll move forward. Sixth one done. Seventh question. Seventh question. Regal Foundation of Commerce organized a business summit in Surat, Gujarat, in which all the startups were invited to pitch their business ideas. Pandit Jewels Private Limited, registered in the state of Maharashtra, sponsored the summit and paid a sponsorship fees of 1,50,000 to Regal Foundation of Commerce. Guys, Regal is supplier, and who is that guy? Pandit Jewels Private Limited is a recipient. Okay, now again sponsorship. One more question on sponsorship. On sponsorship, there is an amendment. See, they are testing again and again. In September RTP, actually, there are few questions on amendments. Yes, even in exam, you might get it. You are required to determine who is the person liable to pay tax if Regal Foundation of Commerce is a body corporate. What is applicable tax? FCM. If supplier is a body corporate, FCM is applicable. Whereas Regal Foundation of Commerce is not a body corporate. In that case, what is applicable? RCM. Guys, first look here. Look here. First, log. Who is the recipient? Recipient is a body corporate. Company, no? Recipient is a body corporate. Now, who is supplier? They have given two options. Body corporate, not a body corporate. Now, let us go back to this amendment. Where was it? Yes, here. Let me read it once again. Fourth entry. Services provided by way of sponsorship. Any person other than body corporate should be the supplier. Sir, what if it is body corporate? FCM. Recipient should be whom? Any body corporate or partnership firm located in taxable territory. Sir, what recipient is not a body corporate or partnership firm? Yes. Correct. If all the conditions are satisfied, RCM. If not, FCM. Hope you are getting it. Now we already know that recipient is a body corporate. Law. Supplier, they have given two options. Body corporate, not a body corporate. Not a body corporate. If it is a body corporate, FCM guys. If it is a body corporate, FCM. Not a body corporate, RCM. Hope you are getting it. That's all. Answer is that's all. Yeah, you should just explain this and write. When RCM, when FCM. Look at the answer. Look at the answer. First one. In case of services provided by way of sponsorship service to any body corporate or a partnership firm by any person other than body corporate, the recipient is liable to pay tax under RCM. Since Regal Foundation of Commerce, the supplier is a body corporate in this case, so service charge provisions, reverse charge provisions are not applicable in this case. Why, sir? Because supplier is a body corporate. Thus, Regal Foundation of Commerce is required to pay tax under forward charge on the supply of sponsorship services. Next ones. In case of services provided by way of sponsorship to any body corporate or a partnership firm by any person other than body corporate, the recipient is liable to pay tax under reverse charge mechanism. Since Regal Foundation of Commerce, the supplier is not a body corporate in this case, so reverse charge provisions are applicable. We should also check whether recipient is a body corporate and not. If recipient body corporate, yes, their company. Yes, RCM is applicable. Accordingly, Pandit Jewels Private Limited is required to pay tax under reverse charge on sponsorship fees paid to Regal Foundation of Commerce. Is that clear? Yes. So, see, for this kind of question, what I suggest is first explain the provision. Because for both the sub-question, the provision is same. Clear? First explain the provision, then answer the sub-questions. Okay, when RCM, when FC. Accordingly. Hope that is clear. Yes. Question number 8. Examine whether GST is exempted in the following independent cases of supply of services. Apex facilities provided civil maintenance services for upkeep of Municipal Corporation of Delhi MCD head office building. Value of supply of goods constitute 20% while providing such maintenance services. Guys, 20% goods means less than 25%. Clear? Yes. But actually, this question is on clarification. There is a circular in the September 2025 statutory update on this. The answer, what is it? What is the answer, sir? Exemption is not available actually. Why is it? We will see. If the composite supply of goods and services provided to local authority in which the value of supply of goods constitutes not more than 25% of the value of the said composite supply by way of an activity, observe the word, by way of any activity in relation to any function entrusted to whom? Municipality under Article 243W of the Constitution, then it would be exempt under GST tax. So here, whatever MCD is given, it will fall under municipality. Now, whatever services they are getting, is it for the general public or for office maintenance purpose? Office maintenance purpose. Is it exempt, sir? No. Now, whatever services they are taking, if it is for the general public at large, okay, what municipality was supposed to do? They are taking it from someone and giving it to the public. Then it is exempt. Then it is exempt. But they are taking the service for their office purpose. You can see for the upkeep of Municipal Corporation of Delhi head office related services. Clear? Is it exempt? No. Even though goods component is less than 25%, still exemption is not available. Further, it has been clarified via a circular that this circular is a part of statutory updates that civil maintenance services received for the upkeep of MCD office are not in relation to any function entrusted under Article 243W of the Constitution and thus not covered under the exemption. Therefore, such civil maintenance services are not exempt and hence taxable. Next. Talreja and Talreja, a firm of advocates, provide legal services to a state government for representation in High Court. Guys, if legal services is provided to the government, it is exempt. If recipient is government, it is exempt. Majamadi. Services provided by partnership firm of advocates to a central government, state government, union territory, local authority, or governmental authority or government entity are exempted from GST. Thus, legal services provided by Talreja and Talreja, a firm of advocates to state government for representation before the High Court are exempted from GST. Next, third one. BLF Mall, Noida, provides services by way of vehicle parking to general public in basement of mall. Guys, if you see the entire exemption list, nowhere this item is covered. That means what? Taxable. Okay, parking and all, vehicle parking is nowhere exempt, hence taxable. Services provided by vehicle parking to general public are not specifically exempted from GST. Therefore, GST is payable on the same. Next. Service provided by private transport operator to school boys higher secondary school by way of transportation of students to and from the school. Guys, this is the first category of education institution. They are taking inward supply. What service, sir? Transportation. private transport operator is giving transportation service to which first category of school? Which is that school year? School boys, higher secondary school. Is it exam, sir? Yes. We already discussed. Now, in our one more case, it was college. So it was not exam. And here it is a school. Is it exam, sir? Yes. Transportation of student service provided to first category of education institution is exam. Correct now? Yes, sir. Services by way of transportation of students provided to an educational institution which is engaged in providing services by way of preschool education and education up to higher secondary school or equivalent are exempted from GST. Therefore, in the given case, the services provided by private transport operator are exempt. Are exempt. Yes, sir. Yeah. Now we will get into question number 9. Mr. Mutswamy, an electronic dealer registered in Bangalore, Karnataka, hired Parivahan Logistics, an unregistered goods transport agency, to deliver its goods at a place of business of customer in Jaipur. Okay. GTA service, but supplier is unregistered. Rajasthan. Parivahan Logistics charged 60,000 for the transportation of goods, which was paid by Mutswamy on 4th January through account paid check. The delivery was also made on the same day. Parivahan Logistics did not raise the tax invoice for these services because they are not registered. Supplier is not registered. Recipient is registered. Guys, it is like this. Supplier to recipient. Okay, now. Recipient is registered, whereas supplier is unregistered. In this case, RCM is also applicable. RCM is applicable. When RCM is applicable, please look here. Recipient has to pay tax himself to the government. Yes. He should issue payment voucher to the supplier. Plus, he should issue one document to himself. What is it? Self-invoice. And this is an amendment. For self-invoicing, what is the time limit? Within 30 days of receiving the goods or services. Got it? I repeat. Supplier is unregistered. Recipient is registered. RCM is applicable. What and all should happen? Sir, recipient has to pay tax to whom? To the government directly. He will not give it to supplier. He will pay directly to the government. He will issue payment voucher to whom? Supplier. And he will issue himself. What is it, sir? Self-invoice. Within what time? Within 30 days of receiving the goods or services. Hope you got it. This is an amendment. Please be careful. In this case, you are required to determine person liable to issue tax invoice, recipient. Okay, now recipient ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅವನಿಗೊಂದು ಹೆಸರಿದೆ. ಏನು? ಮುತ್ಸ್ವಾಮಿ. Please tell it. Next, time limit for issuance of tax invoice within 30 days of receiving the goods or services. Next, time of supply of transportation services provided by GTA, assuming the tax invoice is issued on the last day on which it should have been issued. Guys, this is also amendment. As per section 13 subsection 3, for supply of services which is taxable under RTP, where recipient is supposed to issue tax invoice for himself, what is the time of supply? What is the time of supply? Date of payment or the date of issue of invoice? Who is issuing to whom? Recipient to himself. Got it? I will quickly show it once. Listen. All these are amendment, guys. First, let us go to this one and come. Okay. This is a part of invoice chapter. Okay. Part of invoice chapter under section 31 subsection 3. Already problem was there, but there is a slight amendment there. What is it? Let me quickly read it. A registered person who is liable to pay tax under section 93 or 94, that is RCM, shall within a period as may be prescribed. They are told as may be prescribed. Now they have prescribed that time. What is that time? Within a period of 30 days from the date of receipt of said supply of goods or services, issue an invoice in respect of goods or services or both received by him from the supplier who is not registered on the date of receipt of goods or services or both. That is, when self-invoicing is applicable, is only supplier is not registered. Okay, now recipient has to issue invoice to whom? Please be careful. I am using the word self-invoicing because you might get doubt. To whom will he issue? He will issue himself. Okay. Chalo. And there is also an explanation telling for the purposes of clause F, the expression supplier who is not registered shall include the supplier who is registered solely for the purpose of TDS deduction. Oh, this is amendment in section 31 subsection 3 clause F. then it will also have an impact on time of supply. Please observe. Time of supply for services under reverse charge. Where is it given? 13 subsection 3. Okay. What was it? Clause A, clause B was there. Now they have added clause C. Okay now. Guys, if supplier is registered, A and B, whichever is earlier. If supplier is not registered, then recipient is registered, RCM is applicable. Then A or C, whichever is earlier. A or C, whichever is earlier. What are those? Sir? The time of supply for services which is taxable under RCM is earlier on. Date of payment. Date of payment means recipient is making the payment or receiving the payment, making the payment. That means date of debit in the bank account of the recipient or the date on which he will make the payment entry, whichever is earlier. Then coming to B, pay attention. Date immediately following 60 days from the date of issue of invoice, that means 61st day, or any other document by whatever name called in lieu thereof by the supplier in cases where invoice is required to be issued by supplier. So if invoice is supposed to be issued by supplier, A or B, whichever is earlier. Sir, no, sir, supplier is not issuing invoice. He is not issuing invoice because he is not registered. In that case, instead of B, C will come. The date of issue of invoice by the recipient in cases where invoice is to be issued by recipient, that is self-invoice. That is self-invoicing. In that case, it is A or C. Please be careful. All three will not come simultaneously. If supplier is registered, then A or B, whichever is earlier. Supplier is not registered, then A or C, whichever is earlier. Got it? Yes, sir. Then, sir, not possible to decide the time of supply as per clause A, clause B, or clause C. This is like a worst case. In that case, the date of entry in the books of accounts of the recipient will be the place of supply. Okay. This don't apply until and unless they have asked in the question. Oh. See, I have explained it in here through a chart or diagram. Assume supplier is registered. Supply of services, which is taxable under RCM. Sir, if supplier is registered, is there a chances that RCM is applicable? Yes, especially under section 9(3). Few cases is possible, can happen. Yes. In that case, who will issue the invoice, sir? Supplier only. But that is not tax invoice. He will just issue an invoice, like a bill. Like a bill. Because he is not supposed to pay tax, he will not issue tax invoice. He will just issue normal invoice. Okay, now? Yes, sir. Recipient, he has to pay tax himself and issue payment voucher to supplier, but he should not issue self invoice. Why, sir? Because supplier was registered, he has only issued the invoice, and in somewhere in the invoice they would have mentioned this service is taxable under RCM. Recipient, you take care. Clear? Please be careful. We don't call this as tax invoice because supplier is not registered. You got it? Yes. Next case is, sir, supplier is unregistered. Recipient is registered and RCM is applicable. In that case, who should issue invoice to whom? Service recipient to recipient. Clear? He will pay tax to the government. He will pay tax to the government. Yes, sir. And issue payment voucher to the supplier and issue invoice for himself. Got it? In that case, what is the time of class supply? Clause A or clause C, whichever is earlier. Sir, in this case, what would be the time of supply? Clause A or clause B, whichever is earlier. Why, sir? Because supplier gave the invoice. Supplier gave the invoice. Even though he is not the one who is liable to pay tax, but still he issued invoice as he is registered. Got it? Hope you understand. This question was completely on that. That's completely on amendment. 9. Supply of services by GTA in respect of transportation of goods by road to any person registered under GST is taxable under reverse charge mechanism as per section 9(3). See, don't just write 9(3). You mention 9(3) read with notification. Why? Because section 9(3) gives power to the government to notify the goods or services which is taxable under RCM. Where is the list given? In the notification. In the notification. So whenever you are explaining any answer as per RCM or even exemption, you have to give the reference to section number along with notification. Okay, notification number, if you remember, you write, or else just write as per section 9(3) read with notification. Read with notification. Thus, Mr. Mutswami, being a registered recipient, is liable to pay tax under RCM in respect of services received from unregistered GTA. So there are three sub questions here. One by one we will see. Person liable to issue tax invoice. As per section 31 subsection 3 clause F of CGST Act, a registered person who is liable to pay tax under reverse charge mechanism, that is as per 9.3 or 9.4, shall within a period as may be prescribed issue an invoice in respect of goods or services or both received by him from the supplier who is not registered on the date of receipt of goods or services or both. Since Parivahan Logistic is an unregistered GTA, that is the supplier, Mr. Mutswamy being liable to pay tax under RCM. Why, sir? Because he is registered. Recipient is registered. When recipient is registered, is he covered in the specified list? Yes. Yeah. So being liable to pay tax under RCM under section 9.3 is required to issue tax invoice. Okay. In bracket, if you want, you can better mention self-invoicing. Self-invoicing. Okay, sir. Next. Time limit for issue of tax invoice. What is the time limit? 30 days. 30 days of receipt of goods or services. Rule 47A of CGST Rules 2017 provides that where an invoice referred to in Rule 46 is required to be issued under Section 31(3)(f) by a registered person who is liable to pay tax under Section 9.3 or 9.4, he shall issue the said invoice within a period of 30 days from the date of receipt of said supply of goods or services, as the case may be. Thus, Mr. Mutswamy is required to issue a tax invoice till 3rd February. 3rd February means within 30 days of receipt of services. Actually, receipt of services is on 4th January. So please be careful. January will have 31 days. Okay, now. So you have to take care of it. So 31 minus 4. 31 minus 4, 27 plus 3. So 3rd February. 3rd February. Hope you are getting it. Yes. So he has time limit to issue invoice till 3rd February. Time of supply of transportation services supplied by GTA. As per section 13 subsection 3, when RCM is applicable, you have to apply subsection 3. If it is FCM, subsection 2 of CGST Act on 17, in cases of supplies in respect of which tax is paid or liable to be paid on reverse charge basis, the time of supply shall be the earlier of the following dates, namely the date of payment as entered in the books of accounts of the recipient or the date on which payment is debited in his bank account, whichever is earlier. In simple, date of payment. Okay. Clause B. The date immediately following 60 days from the date of issue of invoice or any other document by whatever name called in lieu thereof by the supplier. In cases where invoice is required to be issued by supplier. Or the last one, which is an amendment part. The date of issue of invoice by the recipient in cases where invoice is to be issued by the recipient. So what is the answer? So we need to take whichever is earlier of 2 days. That is A or C. Since in this case, the reverse charge mechanism is applicable on receipt of services provided by GTA and invoice is issued by recipient, time of supply would be what? Earliest of the following date. Date of payment, that is 4th January, or the date of issue of invoice by the recipient, 3rd February. Actually, actual date of issue of invoice is not given, but still they have taken it as 3rd February, which is the deadline, to issue invoice. So the time of supply in this case will be what? 4th January, whichever is earlier. 4th January. Yes. Sure. We'll move to the next question. Mascot Motors Private Limited, hereinafter referred as MMPL, a dealer of motor vehicles registered in Udaipur, Rajasthan, has given an ex-works contract to Ganesh Traders, registered in Ahmedabad, Gujarat, for manufacturing 10 units of pickup vans. Guys, this ex-works contract is there. Even on this, there is a circular in September 2025 statutory update. Okay. So what is it? Let me explain. Listen here. Ex-works contract means, assume I have agreed to supply goods to you on ex-works contract basis. Means once I hand over my goods to the transporter at my factory gate, my job is done. Supply is completed from my end. From now on, who is the owner? You. Sir, in transit, if something is not, who is responsible? You are responsible. In transit, if goods are damaged, destroyed, whatever happens, who is responsible? You. I repeat it. My responsibility as a supplier will end when I hand over the goods to, not you, to the transporter. Now will transporter will come and deliver the goods to you. Once I handed over the goods to the transporter, once the goods leave my factory gate, my responsibility as a supplier done, supply is completed. Now the risk is with whom? You. Clear? So you already got a title. Hope you understood. So now, guys, for movement of goods, when it will be delivered, when it will be completed, and all, we have some provisions, correct? Now, when delivery is set to be completed, when it is actually delivered to you, or when I handed over the goods to transporter, when I handed over the goods to transporter, in case of X works contract. Okay, so there is a specific circular on this. Fine, sir. Ganesh Traders manufactured the vans and handed them over to transporter on behalf of MMPL on what day? 29th April. And delivery on its part is complete at its factory gate in Ahmedabad. Supplier responsibility time. When the delivery is complete for him, 29th April. But still, recipient has not physically received the goods. But for supplier, delivery is complete. Delivery is complete, guys. Further, it raised the invoice. It raised the invoice for all 10 pickup vans on same day. Okay, invoice also is given on the same day. MMPL has recorded the invoice in its books on the same day. Oh. Price of the van ex factory was 10 lakh each, excluding GST at 28%. However, the vans were physically received by MMPL at its showroom in Udaipur, Rajasthan on 2nd May. Okay. Guys, it was dispatched on 29th April and received on 2nd May. When supply is set to be completed? Hello. When supply is set to be completed? 29th April. 29th April. Now listen. Recipient has not physically received the goods. Now assume for April, he wants to claim credit. Can he claim credit or should he wait till May? He can claim the credit for April. Sir, under section 16 subsection 2, there is one condition note, sir. Recipient should have received the goods, should have received the service. Correct? Here, once it is dispatched from my factory to you, it is set to be received by you. It is deemed to be received by you. Okay, I have handed over the goods to transporter. Obviously, will come and deliver it to you. Should we wait? It is delivered to you. Or once I give it to transporter, supply is completed. Supply is complete. So that means simple, guys. Observe, they have played around two dates here. Can they claim credit in April or in May? April. April. Okay. And the payment was also made on the same day. So payment date also 2nd May. After the payment, two vans got damaged, completely in fire in the showroom in first week of May, and therefore they were written off in the books in the month of receipt of by MMPL. Discuss the availability of ITC on pickup vans to MMPL with reference to provisions under GST law. In which month MMPL is eligible to avail ITC? Which month? April. On the purchase of vans and how much ITC is available in respect of the vans. Guys, simple. In April itself, we can claim for full 10 vans. How much is that? 10 vans into 10 lakh into 28%. Claim full. Claim full. Sir, in May, two vehicle was damaged, no sir, by fire. You have to reverse the credit. You have to reverse the credit in May only for two vans. Only for two vans. That's all. That's all. Oh. Let me just show you one second. One of the provision is there under section 16.2. What is it telling? Sir, goods has to be received by the recipient. Correct, Appa? Yes. 16.2 conditions we will see. This is section 16, guys, which talks about eligibility and conditions to claim credit. Yes. He has received the goods or services or both. Who recipient? Next, you can see here, one point is there. The registered person need not receive the goods or services himself. It is sufficient even if the goods or services are delivered to some other person on his direction. Now I delivered goods to you not directly. I gave it to transporter on behalf of you. So is it as if I have delivered the goods to you? It's as if you have received it. As if you have received it. Here even bill to ship to transactions will come, but actually this was not bill to ship to transaction. I have handed over the goods to not to someone else, to the transport, who will deliver the goods to you. As if I have handed over to you. Okay, sir. So the clarification on that was. Section 16(2)(b) of CGST Act 2017 provides that no registered person shall be entitled to the credit of any input tax in respect of any supply of goods or services or both to him unless he has received the goods or services or both. Explanation to section 16(2)(b) of CGST Act 2017 provides that it shall be deemed that the registered person has received the goods or as the case may be services where the goods are delivered by the supplier to the recipient or any other person on the direction of such registered person, whether acting as an agent or otherwise, before or during the movement of goods, either by way of transfer of documents or title to goods or otherwise. Further, it has been clarified, this is through circular. Void a circular that in case of ex works contract, the property in the goods can be considered to have been passed on to the dealer by the original equipment manufacturer, that is supplier. Upon handing over the said goods to whom? Transporter at his factory gate. His responsibility will end at the factory gate. Meaning thereby that the goods can be considered to have been delivered to the registered person, the dealer, through the transporter by the supplier, that is the original equipment manufacturer, at his factory gate, and the supply of the said goods can be considered to have been fructified. Fructified means completed at the factory gate of OEM, even though the goods may be physically received by the registered person, the dealer, after the transit period. In the given case, since the contract between Ganesh Traders and MMPL is X-Works pickup vans are considered to be received by MMPL on 29th April, that is the date on which the vans are handed over to the transporter, even though they were physically received in the month of May. So can they claim in April or May? April. So initially on 29th April, full ITC of 20 lakh, that is 10 lakh into 10 vans into 28% can be availed while filing the return for the month of April. Obviously, he can claim for April, but when will he file the return for April? In May only. Correct? Yes. Subsequently, after the receipt of vans in the showroom, 2 vans were destroyed due to fire and written off in the books. So, ITC in respect of such vans, which was already availed, has to be reversed while filing the return of next one, May. Since ITC on the goods which are destroyed is not available in accordance with the section 17(5) of CGST Act 2017. So, simple. In April month return, you will claim ITC on all 10 vans. Whereas in May month return, you have to reverse for 2 vans. Clear? And obviously, guys, for April you will file in May, for May you will file in next, that is June. The amount of ITC which has to be reversed in the return of next year is how much? For 10 lakh into 2 vans into 28%. That is in the next month you have to reverse 5 lakh 60,000. Is that clear? Yes. See, I have another alternate view. Now, as you already claimed for full 10 vans credit, now the vans are destroyed by fire. Assuming you are not receiving anything in consideration, you are not getting anything. Is it a supply? Yes, as per para 1 of schedule 1. Correct. Destroyed, asset destroyed on which ITC is claimed. In that case, will it become a taxable outward supply? Yes. Should we pay GST on it? Yes. So pay GST on outward supply. In that case, no need to revert the ITC. That is one more option available because you already claimed ITC. Now you have the asset is destroyed on which ITC is claimed. Will it become a supply even without consideration? Yes. It becomes a supply even without consideration as per para 1 of schedule 1. Is that clear? Yes, sir. So this is all about the revision test paper applicable for September 2025 exams.